So grade 8 follows the same structure as all the other grades in that philosophically we start with different generative topics which integrate into different disciplines. So for example, grade 8 would start with Libi Bamizrach, which is a value where we come to understand that we create theories and poetry and art and movement to make meaning of where we are. Why I think grade 8 is so unique is because the curriculum actually matches them where they are developmentally. So a grade 8, 13-year-old student really thinks about themselves, which is perfectly normal. And so we have them start along a path where they study poetry about themes they're experiencing in their own life. And then we transition into Romeo and Juliet, which is a perfect Shakespearean play because it talks about concepts of forbidden love and having your parents create dreams for you that you have to fulfill, and the stress of fulfilling them and the dissonance between doing what you really want to do versus what is expected of you. We really try and foster this concept where history might be far away in time, but it's not far away in experience. So they come to understand that they can link to these characters and these concepts and these poets through emotion. And then there's a little bit of a turn that happens in the middle of the semester where we meet them where they are and we let them be a little bit egocentric, and then we ask them to go outside of themselves, which they do with the generative topic of we honor voices who are here with us today and voices who are not here with us today. And we look at things like Holocaust education and memory and legacy. That's their novel study, and they choose a survivor of the Holocaust, not Jewish, communist, political prisoner, homosexual, Roma or Sinti, and they research their journey and they create these beautiful essays, and then they create these artistic memorials. So they're starting to think about voicing for people who cannot voice. So they're starting that transition to go outside themselves. And then of course we end off with, I think, our most powerful unit, which is in order to have a complete society, we include the voice of others, which is where they get to take a look at human rights violations and human rights activists historically. We look at Abraham Joshua Heschel, we look at Martin Luther King Jr., we look at Emma Gonzalez, who's a survivor of a shooting at the Sandy Hook High School. So it's really unique because we're taking them out of their comfort zone and we're sort of letting them understand that the skills of voicing, of researching, of understanding a topic, not just by the hashtag or by the headline, asking questions like, is this a reliable source? And then voicing and understanding that just by standing up at a podium with their peers, that's activism. And really, we want them to leave here feeling as though they have the tools to be able to voice. So it's a really beautiful curriculum.